Do you ever feel like your body's hitting the gas and the brake at the same time? That was me until I learned my nervous system was actually begging for a reset. I will go with you through five different signs that that show you if your nervous system might be on the same page there, and also what I do when that happens. So it does happen, right? For me, I'm dealing with or I was dealing within the last years with my father who passed away, and then my mother who would go slowly into dementia and would do more and more things that are putting her into danger. And I was between guilt and being concerned for her and frustration and what to do and all these circling thoughts. So that kept me up at night. And that was really not a good position to be in because there are all these emotions that were going on and kept me in a stressful situation actually. And my brain felt like it had too many browser windows open, if you know what I mean. So, okay, let's look into the five steps that, or the five signs that show you if you are in a similar position and your body is reacting similarly. First is when you can't relax, even when you're tired. You're going to bed, you switch off the light, you're tired, but you cannot switch off your brain. Everything it's going through circles. And then often what happens, that is sign number two, is that you forget to breathe, literally, and then and you are fast out of breath. And that's not, and you breathe only up here instead of down to your belly, which is actually giving the body a good amount of oxygen. And then you crave control or caffeine the whole day long. This you cannot delegate. You need to do all the things by yourself because nobody can do it, or you don't have the time to explain to anybody what to do. That is a big sign of an overwhelmed nervous system. And I know this. This is like picture book, these signs. I can like check, 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 check. These are the signs that are coming up and that I also hear from my clients. So, or when you snap at the tiniest little things because you can't deal with it, everything feels too much, and something else gets on that stack and you feel burdened and overwhelmed. So, and of course, I mentioned that before, when you feel awake, when you wake up tired and wired at night, you wake up and I even had these panic attacks where I was literally going like this and waking up with this deep breath and yeah, inhaling really strongly, and then immediately the circle of thoughts would start again. So well, what I do then is really, I have a couple of things that I do. I always have essential oils on my side, on my nightstand. There are those that I use in the morning or those that I use going to bed. Not every one that I use every single time, but there are relaxing ones in there. There are some emotional oils, so different ones. And so I don't even switch on the light. I grab one bottle after another and smell them until I have the one that I know and no, of course I know them all, but that I want right now. And that is frankincense. And it's so grounding and it's so Oh, calming. To me, it is one of those oils that I started with. Well, I started with a different one when I got to know them, but then I immediately wanted a bundle of different oils. And I wanted then the bigger bundle because that had frankincense as well. And frankincense, I wanted that for protection. And you might well, I'm a well an empath, so I do feel a lot of things. And during my training to my studies to become a naturopath, a Heilpraktiker in Germany, um, I would give massages, foot reflexology, or other techniques where you get in physical contact with a client. And as an empath, you sometimes, when you're not trained enough and aware, you take that. You feel what the other person is feeling. And I didn't want that. And then I learned Reiki because of that as well, because I wanted to stay in my own frequency, in my own energy. And I wanted to protect myself in a nice way, not but I needed something that helped me emotionally. Now I know also that often when everything feels too much is when I feel too many things at once, and I don't like to go into crowds. That is when the nervous system feels overwhelmed because everything is too loud, too much, too many people, too, I don't know, everything is too intense. And that is for me a big sign as well as an empath, my pro sign, to know, okay, my nervous system needs to reset. So what I do is really I use it at night. I use 1 or 2 drops and yeah, activate it and inhale it a couple of times, up to a minute. I don't want to do that now for you, but really cover mouth and nose and inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And then I put my hands, like the left hand on my chest and the right hand I put on my belly, and I start breathing. And I breathe so that I can breathe into my belly. I want to feel that my right hand is rising as well. And that is one way that I do it. And I have another way that I just heard from a colleague, and I love that so much, so that I use it now as a technique as well. She said, well, use a drop, and for her, it's a thought eraser. So when you feel like you have all these wired thoughts and the circling thoughts, you use 1 drop, um, activate with 2 fingers, and just from left to right, or if you're left-handed, from right to left, you just connect the two brain areas, and you just erase it. And you do that a couple of times, and then you inhale, and then you do your breathing technique. What I do when I'm like having both of my hands on my body, I do the box breathing. That is one that has helped me many times and calms me down. I fall asleep pretty fast without recognizing that I'm calming down. And then in the morning I wake up. So the box breathing is actually just inhaling 4 times, holding it for 4 times. You just count for 4, and then you exhale for 4 times. And then you hold for 4 times, and then the same. So it's like a box breathing. It helps. Wonderful technique. Can be combined with walking as well, but of course, when I'm at night, I'm not walking. But then I like to use this technique. So that is a really nice way to use frankincense. And I really love the scent so much that it's very earthy. It's grounding, and it's known for its calming properties and all the constituents that are in there. It does help to like to breathe better, and it's actually recommended for as an oil for meditation, for prayers, for me time, for focus time, to get back to yourself and not to be so much outside of yourself, but really with yourself. So, of course, you can diffuse it. I like the combination frankincense with peppermint. It's peppermint opens up, you feel you can breathe even wider and even deeper, and then the frankincense that gets the molecules of frankincense that get in there as well. It's just that is fantastic as well. Really, it's a wonderful oil. And if you do not know which oil to use frankincense. It's an all-rounder. And when in doubt, use frankincense. So that's how I feel about it. Okay, so what I want to say, you don't have to overhaul your life. Just notice the signs and give your body a cue to feel safe again. You really can train it that way. And when you train it with scents, and in this way, I have trained it with frankincense, just inhaling it out of your hands, maybe having it in a diffuser, is something the body recognizes and recognizes it as, okay, calm down time. Fantastic. It's an imprinting, actually, an imprinting technique. So if you loved this chat, this Wellness Connection chat, check the links below. And I send out free wellness weekly emails with small, doable habits. And make sure to subscribe to those. And next week, we will talk about the evening ritual that actually helps you sleep. Yes, really? And yeah, ask your questions. I will stay here for a little bit longer for the live chat. And so if you have any questions, I will ask them directly in the chat. I'm so happy that you have been here, and I hope this has helped you. Take care and see you next time. Oh, and subscribe to the channel. Get notified so you don't miss a thing. Bye.